Hello dear students, welcome back to the video classes of class 7 science, and today we are going to learn chapter number 4, that is heat. And this is the part second of this chapter. Students, in the previous part, that is in part first, we have already studied about the thermometer. Like in that we have studied that there are three type of thermometers, like the clinical thermometer, laboratory thermometer, and maximum minimum thermometer. We have also studied about the scales like the degree Celsius scale, degree Fahrenheit scale, and Kelvin scale. Now in this part, we are going to learn about the modes of transportation or transfer of heat, how the heat is transferred from one place to another place. Students, you know that heat is the form of energy that is transferred or transferring from high energy level to low energy level, that is from the hotter object to the colder object. Now let us know about the different modes of transfer of heat. So here we have, in this we have to learn the transfer of heat, modes of transfer of heat, which are the conduction, convection, and radiation. Students, these three modes of transfer of heat are different from each other, and these are special also. We are also getting benefit from these type of transfer of heat, and we will know about them in this chapter. Then at the last we will know about how the thermoflask is work. Students, in the winter season or in nowadays, you are using thermoflask to keep your things hot or cold. So how it is working, what is special in this thermoflask from the normal bottles, we will also going to learn about it in detail, and what is the role of vacuum in creating the thermos flask. So let's start it one by one. Here students, the transfer of heat. This heat, we know that it is the form of energy, and this energy, it is transferring from body to body. Like the heat energy flows from bodies with higher temperature to bodies with lower temperature. And this heat transfer occurs until both these bodies have the same temperature. Like if both the bodies are in same temperature, then you will say that these bodies are in equilibrium. Equilibrium means when the reactant and the product are somewhat going to be similar, or in similar state, in this case, in the case of temperature. So when both the bodies, like the body from which the heat is transferring and the second body that is receiving the heat, when their temperature gonna totally equal, at that time no transfer of heat is going to be takes place, and this situation is known as equilibrium, and here it is known as thermal equilibrium. Okay, so thermal means something which is related to the heat. Okay, so the next thing or the question that is arise in our mind, that why does the heat transfer, why it is happening? Okay, so let's find out the answer of this question. Here students, in this image you can see there is three different words are written. Okay, the first you can see here, that is the conduction. Okay, and here it has radiation, and the third one is the convection. That is important, and we will learn in detail in this chapter. So here let us find out our answer, that why the heat is transferring. So heat transfer from object to object because every object is trying to become warmer. Okay, so here every object is trying to become warmer, and that is why the heat or the hotness which is present in one body is going to be transferred into the another body. So object tries to become what the dominates temperature is the room. Like students, it is important for the transferring of heat that one body should be hot. Okay, if both the objects have same temperature, then no transfer of heat is possible. Okay, so there must be a difference of the temperature between the two bodies or among the bodies. It should be important that there is some difference in the temperature. So I think now you will get your answer that why does the heat transfer, because everybody try to become a warmer, and this is the nature of the energy, that this energy or any kind of energy is always transferring. Okay, it is always transferring from one place to the another place, or from where the energy is more, it is always trying to transfer toward the energy, toward the less energy side. So in that case also you can see this object which is now receiving. In this case students, in this case here you can see that this heat is now taken by this vessels. Okay, but the handle, it is away from the heat. Okay, and this vessel, it will completely going to be hot, and then this hotness is transferring toward the handle, and this handle, it is transferring its heat to the hand. Okay, and this is the condition when you will get burned. So this is why, or that is why the heat is transferring. Or let us know something more about it. Here students, thermal energy transfer. Okay, so there are three different ways, that is also known as the modes of transfer, which are, here you can see the heat, it is transfer of thermal energy from warmer object to cooler object. Like here in this you can see this is the warmer object, and this energy is transferred toward the cooler object. It should always be happening. Like students, if there are more objects kept near this hot object, okay, so in that case also this hotness is transfer. Okay, this heat is transfer, this heat energy is transfer. Okay, all these things are same, only the name is different. You can say a heat or heat energy or this energy. Okay, so this is transfer from the hot object to the cooler object, and this follows three ways. So heat is transferred in three ways, like the conduction, convection and radiation. So let us know all of these three things in detail. As you can see in this diagram, the fire, it is now, the hotness of this fire is transferring when your hand is there. Okay, so in the winter season you are doing this, and this energy, heat energy is transferring. So this type of transfer is known as radiation. And here what you say about this type of transfer, this rod, it will take the heat, and this heat is transferred from one end of the rod to the last one, to the second end of the rod. Okay, so this is the transfer, and here there is the atoms are involved in this type of transfer. Like the atoms of this rod, this will get heated, and transfer is heat energy from one atom to the another atom, and in that way the heat energy is transferred from one end to the last end, or to the end. So this is the transfer that is known as the conduction. Okay students, here I am using the word atom. Do you know about atom? What is it? Yes, it is the smallest particle that is constituting anything. Okay, anything that is present around you, like the air, like your book, everything is made up of atoms. Okay, and this atom which is now here in this rod, it will take the heat energy, and this heat energy is transferred from one atom to the another atom, and this will transfer its energy to the last atom. Okay, and when the heat energy is transferred, the whole rod get hot. Okay, and in that case your hand, it will also get the heat, and in that case your hand get burned. Okay, and now here we have the third case. So what is this? This is the convection. Okay, the air above this fire, it will get hot, and this type of transfer is known as the convection when the molecule is involved, like when the molecules of water is heating. Okay, when the air is heating, so in that case these are known as the convection. In this, what is happening, the molecule which are heating, which are getting heat earlier, they will goes up. Okay, and this will create a low pressure area, and the molecules which are not getting heat, they are cold, now taking the place of that, and in that way this rotation is known as convection. We will learn it in detail later. So let us see all these mode of transfer of heat one by one. So here you can see there is a chart, transfer of heat. You all know that there are three modes of transfer of heat. The first one is conduction, second is convection, third is radiation. The first conduction in this, students, this conduction, it is happening in the solid, liquid and in gases. So both the states are involved in this conduction is happening in all the state. And this convection, as I have told you, that this is happening in the molecules of gases and liquid only. So this is the convection in which the heat is transferred between the liquid molecules or the gaseous molecules, right? So this convection, it is possible in the liquid and the gases only, not the solid. If you will say about solid, then it is in the conduction. Like the iron rod, okay, its one end is heated, then its last end, it will also get heated. So in that way you can say that this is the mode of transfer of heat, and this is the conduction. But in this, when you are boiling water or milk or the gases around you, okay, so these are categorized under the convection. Then at the last we have radiation. Students, this radiation is very important, because in this you will learn some different thing, that in this radiation there is no medium is involved. No medium is required for the radiation or the transfer of heat in case of radiation. Like students, the sun, its heat energy is transferred to us on our planet. Okay, so you know that in the space there is no atmosphere exist, and in that case also the heat is transferred to us. Okay, so this is the radiation where no medium is required, nothing is there. Okay, in space you can see that there is no atmosphere is possible, there is no gases which are like the earth. In our planet we are surrounded by the atmosphere. So in the space there is no such atmosphere exist. Okay, in that case also the heat is transferred from the sun to our planet, and this transfer of heat, it is the radiation. Okay, so we get the sun's ray by the radiation. Never forget the example of radiation, that is the transfer of heat from the sun to our planet. So this is the chart. Now next is the conduction. Let's start it. So what is conduction? As we can see, students, here in this diagram, what do you think? Have you feel the same? Yes, in this case the conduction is happening. The heat is transferred from that vessel to your hand, and this transfer of heat is now known as conduction. Okay, so this transfer, it is known as conduction. So when you will touch the pan or the cooking utensil, your hand, it will get burned because the heat is transferred from the pan to its handle also. Okay, so that is why students, the handles are made from the plastic material or somewhat the insulated materials. Okay, insulators are used to make the handles, and if you are touching the handles which are not made from the insulator, then your hand get burned. Okay, so this type of transfer of heat is known as conduction. In this process, in which the heat energy is transferred from one system to another system, okay, without visible motion of particles. So here you can see students, there is no motion of particles takes place. Okay, the pan, its particle are not moving to that side. This will never happens. Okay, particles are never in the motion in case of conduction. Always remember this, that in case of conduction the particles are not in motion. Only the heat is transferred from one particle to the another particle. Like if you are imagine that this is the rod, and this rod is made from different atoms. As you all know that everything is made up of atoms. Okay, so this is the rod, and if you will imagine that this end of the rod is getting heat, in that case what is happening, this atom get heated and it will transfer its heat energy to the nearby atom. Okay, and this nearby atom transfer is heat to the second atom. So in that way you can see the transfer of heat is possible. Okay, no molecule is transferring here, only the heat is transferred, no movement of particles takes place. So this is happening only in the case of conduction. Now I think this concept is clear to you, that what is conduction. So it is nothing but it is a mode of transfer of heat in which no visible movement of the particles takes place. You can't see the particles in motion. Now here let us see the examples of the conduction. In the first case students, you can see that there is a hot coffee inside this cup. Okay, so when you will pour the hot coffee or anything in the cup, then what happens, the substance like the coffee or the milk or the tea is hot. Okay, not the cup is hot in the first case, but when you will pour the hot things in the cup, then the cup, it will get heat. Okay, it will get hot, and this is the transfer from the coffee to the cup. This transfer of heat is now said to be the conduction. Okay, so conduction is what, there is involvement of the touch. Like here, when the hot liquid touches the wall of the cup, then only the cup get hot. Okay, and here we have second option also. Like here, the metal spoon become hot from the boiling water inside the cup. So in this what happens, there is the spoon, it will get heat. Okay, from the hot water, and this is also possible by the conduction method, because there is the direct touch is involved. Okay, the water which is hot is in touch with the spoon, and that is why the spoon get hot. So this type of movement in which the direct touch is being done here, okay, the contact is being done here, so in that case is known as the conduction. So this is very important, that there should be the contact is done between the hot object and the cold object, then only the heat is transferred in case of conduction. Now here, why the conduction is faster in case of solid? Students, if it is there that if the solid is being taken, okay, like the rod, iron rod is being taken, then what happens if you will burn the one end of the rod, then the heat energy is giving is transferred throughout the rod. So why this will happen, let us know it. So students, you know that everything is made up of atoms, and this rod, it is also made up of atoms, and here the atoms are energized and vibrate. Vibration is increases. So when anything gets heat, it will start vibrating. Its energy is increased, and in that case the molecule is vibrating, and the energy is transferring from one molecule to the another, and so this will happens in that case also. You can see there is somewhat spherical structures. These are known as the atoms. Okay, these are the smallest particle that is existing. And when this particles, these atoms get heat, then this will start vibrating and transferring its heat here and there. Okay, transferring its heat to the next atom, and in that case all the rod get heated. So this is the transfer in which the conduction um, is takes place. Okay, so in case of solid, why it is faster in case of solid? Because in solid all the atoms are compactly packed. If you are talking about the solid, suppose this is, let us do the comparative study of solid, liquid and gas. So this will be the solid, liquid and gaseous substance represents. So in this case of solid, all the atoms are closely packed. The atoms are closely packed, okay, and in that case if one atom gets heat, it will transfer its heat energy to the next very easily and very fastly. That is why the solid, it will get heated fastly. Okay, whereas in case of liquid, the atoms are somewhat far from us, somewhat, okay, not very much far, but they are a little bit far from each other. Okay, so that is why the transfer is little bit slower. But in case of gases, you know that gases are their molecules are very far from each other. Okay, so you can see there is transfer is uh, in this type, in the gases the transfer of heat is taking some time. So transfer of heat, it is faster in case of solid because its atoms are compactly arranged. Now condition for conduction of heat. So what are the conditions? Let us see it also. The conditions required for conduction of heat is the temperature difference between the end of the material. Students, it is important that there should be temperature difference for transferring of the heat energy. If the temperature difference is not there, then no transfer of heat is possible. Okay, so it is possible only when there is the temperature difference. Like if one object its temperature is 32 degree Celsius, then others should be somewhat higher or lower. Like here its temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. So in that case its heat is transferring to 32 degrees Celsius material. Okay, so here the transfer is possible because there is somewhat temperature difference. The second condition is the conduction between the bodies need to be contact. Yes, so there should be the contact between the two bodies. In that case only the conduction is takes place. So there should be contact between the bodies in which the heat is transferring. Now what are good conductors or bad conductors of heat? So students, as the name represents that good conductors are what? These are the materials which conduct heat very easily, whereas the bad conductors or the insulators, also known as insulators, so these are what? Which conduct or which are not conducting the heat or not transferring the heat easily. So here we have good conductors. The examples are silver, copper, aluminium, brass, iron, lead, stainless steel. So these are the things which are good conductors. They can conduct or transfer the heat very easily. And what are the poor conductors? So we have vacuum. Vacuum means uh, the space where nothing is present, no gas, no liquid, nothing is present. That case is known as the vacuum. Then air, it is also the poor conductor. That means air is not allows the transfer of heat, and that is why it is very important, takes part in the formation of igloo. Okay, we will discuss it also. Then we have the styrofoam. Body fat, that you all know, students, that polar bears, they are living in the polar region. Okay, and this body fat plays a very important role in warming the body of the polar bears. Okay, so because of this nature, like the nature that it does not transfer the heat, that is why their body are always being in the condition of warm. So body fat is also the insulator. Then we have cork, water and glass. So these things are poor conductors and these are not transferring the heat easily. Then we have applications that where these good conductors are used. So good conductors means which are transferring the heat. So good conductors are what? These are the things which are easily transferring the heat. So first we have the cooking utensils, coil of refrigerator. Mercury is used as thermometric fluid. Students, about mercury, we had already discussed about it in the previous part, that mercury is what? It is the only metal which is liquid at room temperature. Okay, so mercury, it has a very good ability to expand when it will get heated. Okay, or it will get the sensation of warmness, then it will transfer its heat, it will expand more easily. Then we have practical application of bad conductors of heat. Bad conductors means which do not allow the transfer of heat, like here in the case of handles of the cooking utensils. So handles are made in such a way that it does not transfer the heat. If it is doing so, then your hand get burned. Okay, so handles are made from such things which are insulators. Then we have woolen cloth. Students, as we all know that in the winter season we all are wearing woolen clothes. So this woolen cloth, this is help in keeping our body warm, because it will trap the air. Okay, and this air, it will not allows the heat from your body to move outside. Okay, so that is why, students, it is very much good that you are wearing 2 or 3 sweaters rather wearing a one jacket, because if you are wearing 2 or 3 sweaters, then in that case this air, it will trap your heat energy. Okay, it will trap the heat and it will not allows it to move out from your body. Then hair and furs. Again, hair and furs, these are also the insulators, because these are also doing the same thing. It is also trapping the air, and this will not allows the movement of the heat from your body. Then we have Eskimos. So Eskimos make igloos. So Eskimos are the peoples who are living in the Arctic or Antarctic region. Okay, so like Siberia and Sweden like areas, Norway's. So here the peoples who are living in the very cold climate, they are known as the Eskimos, and they are making the igloos. So igloo, it will also provide us warm. You will sit inside it and you will feel warm, because igloo, it will trap the heat, because it has the made from the ice, and this ice have some air, and this air will not allows the heat to move out from it. Okay, now you are asking that why, from where this air is coming in the ice. Because you know that in the water, in the sea water, the air is already present, and when it become ice, the air get trapped in that ice. Okay, and when you are making the igloo from that ice, so this air will trap the heat energy and not allows it to move outside it. Then we have the second mode of transfer of heat, that is convection. So what is convection? Convection is a process of heat transfer by the bulk movement of molecules within fluid such as gases and liquids. So you know that from the chart also that convection, it is takes place only in the gases and liquid. Okay, it is not happening in the solid case. So in gases and liquid, this convection is possible, because in this the initial heat transfer between the object and the fluid takes place through conduction, but the bulk heat transfer happens due to the motion of the fluid. Okay, so you know that this liquid and gases, these are the fluid. That means these are the things which have ability to flow, and that is why they are flowing and transferring its heat from one place to another place. Solid, it do not have ability to flow, that is why it is not kept in convection. Always remember this. Here you can see, students, when you are boiling the water in a vessel, what happens? Let us find out. When you are providing heat to that vessels, okay, when the water near this vessels, it will get heat or it will get warmer, this water, it will moves upward. Okay, the water molecules, it will moves upward, and in that way there is the area of low pressure created. Okay, low pressure area is created here. Now what happens? The fluid which are now colder present at the top of the vessel, it will moves down and take the place of that moving particles. Okay, so here you can see there is the cycle is going on, like when the hot molecules, when the molecule become hot, it will moves up, and from the upside the colder molecules moves downward, as you can see here. Okay, so here what happens, from the ground, when the air get warmer, okay, warm things are lighter, and that is why these are moving upward. And here the air, the cool air are now coming to take its place. Okay, so these type of movements, it's possible in case of convection only. So if you are defining the convection, that what is it, then you can say that the transfer of heat from one place to another by the mass movement or the motion of a fluid. So here fluid means the thing which have ability to flow, like the gas and the liquid. Yes, the liquid, it is also included in the category of fluid, because it is also flowing. Okay, so here also the heat transfer function of convection current derives the Earth's ocean current, atmospheric weather and geology. So here you can learn about the earth ocean current and the land breeze and the sea breeze. These are also happening from the convection current also. Okay, so we will learn about sea breeze and land breeze in detail in this chapter. So here what are the uses of convection current? So here students, ventilators and exhaust fan. So ventilators, these are placed in our houses. Like if this is a room, then ventilators or the exhaust fans are placed on the corner of or the top of the room. Why these are placed? Let us know about it. So students, if the exhaust fan, you have seen it in many places. So this exhaust fan, how it is working, like when the air around the ground, it will get warmer, it will rises. Okay, warm air, it is always get rises because these are lighter. Okay, so this warm air, if this exhaust fan is there, then this warm air goes out from the exhaust fan. Okay, and in place of it the colder air are coming. So that is why exhaust fans are very much important, because it will throw the warm air. Okay, it will throw the warm air from your house, because the warm airs are lighter and this will move upward, and from there they will throw out from the exhaust fans. And here students, the smoke and the gases also, you know that the smoke that is coming from the chimneys or from the many places, these smokes are always moving upward. Okay, so have you ever think about that why these gases are moving upward? Yes, because these airs are, or the smokes are lighter because they are warm. Okay, so these are warm, and warm things are lighter, and that is why this warm air is moving upward. Here, heaters and blowers. Firemen usually crawl because the fire, which is full of the smoke, is moving upward. Suppose in a room, if fire is going to take place in the room, then what happens, all the smoke is moving upward in the room. Okay, and that is why if the firemen are standing upward and they are entering into the room, the all the smokes are goes into their nose or in their mouth. Okay, that is why the firemen, they are never goes upright into the room. Okay, they will always going by crawling. Okay, so the sea breeze and the land breeze, these are also the example of convection current. How? Let us find out. Here you can see the image. The first image, it will show you the sea breeze. Okay, so how the sea breeze is happening? Students, this is happening in the daytime. Sea breeze is happening in the daytime. How this is possible? Let us find out. So you know that the land area, it will get uh, warmer earlier as comparison to the liquid or the sea or the ocean area. Okay, so here what is happening, the land, it will get warmer earlier, and all the air above the land also get warmer. Okay, like if this land get warmer, the air above it also get warmer, and this air is moving upward. Okay, and the upward motion is takes place here, and this will goes to the sea. Okay, the motion is going toward the sea. Okay, and in that case what happens, when the air from there is moving upward, then there is no air. Okay, so what happens, the air on the sea, they are going to take place the air which is going out. Okay, so this air from the sea is moving toward the land, and this movement from the sea toward the land is known as the sea breeze. Okay, so sea breeze is happening in the daytime, and here the warm air is moving on the sea, and here you know that sea, it is cool as comparison to land in the daytime, so it will get, the air is also get cool, and it is now going to take place the sea air. So this type of movement from the sea toward the land is known as the sea breeze. Okay, and this second condition, this will happening in the night time, like in night time land breeze is blowing. Okay, so in this case the air from the land is moving toward the breeze, because at the night time the air above the sea is warmer, because the water, it will takes time to cool. Okay, that is why at the night time the air above the water is warm, and this air goes rise upward, and at the place of it the land air it will come and take. So this type of movement is known as land breeze. So always remember that this land breeze is happening in the night time. Now second, we have radiations. So what are radiation? As I have given you the example of radiation, like the transfer of the heat from the sun to us, that is the radiation. Okay, so now let us find out the definition of radiation, how you can define it in the scientific language. Okay, so this radiation, it is the heat transfer by thermal radiation, and here the electromagnetic waves are used. And for the transfer of electromagnetic waves, there is no requirement of any medium. Okay, that is why this radiation, it does not require any medium to transfer. Okay, therefore the radiation mode of heat transfer dominates over convection at high temperature level, as in the fire cases. So the extent of absorption and reflection of radiant heat depends upon the nature of surface it has. Like the rough surface, it will absorb the heat. Okay, it will retain the heat, and the color of the object. Like students, you all know that in the winter season, people suggest you to wear the dark cloth, or in the month of like June, the people, they will suggest you to wear the light cloth, like white cloth. Okay, so why they are suggesting you? Have you ever think about it? Let us find out the answer. The white cloth will reflect the radiation, okay, easily. That is why the heat which is in the form of radiation, if it comes to you and you are wearing white cloth, then the part of the heat, some part of the heat get reflected back. Okay, that is why you have to wear white cloth, especially in the month of summer or in the summer season. Okay, so May and June you can wear the white cloth, and in the same case in the winter season you can wear the black or the dark clothes. It can absorb the heat and retain the heat for the longer time. Okay, so remember this, dark cloth, it can absorb the heat at more faster rate and retain the heat for a long time. Applications of heat radiation. So where you can use the heat radiation? So yes, you can use it by wearing the cloth, choosing your cloth in the for the summer season and winter season. Okay, as you know that dark cloth in winter season and white cloth in the summer season, or the light colored cloth. And also the radiator of heat in the car or machines or air conditioners are painted black so as to have cooling effect by radiating most heat. So room temperature, okay, the room heaters, it has a bright polished surface, because if the surface is polished, then it will reflect the heat throughout the room. Okay, so that is why the room heaters, these are the made from the polished surfaces, because the polished surface, it will reflect back the heat more easily. Then the base of the cooking utensils, these are painted by the black color. Okay, because black color, it will absorb the heat and retain the heat for a long time. So that is why the cooking utensils, it should be painted or it should be coated by the black color or the dark colored. So here the last topic of this chapter is thermos flask. So students, this flask, I think you have used it most of the time. So how this will works, let us find out. So before starting this, let me recall you that what are insulator or the example of insulator. You have studied the very first example of insulator is the vacuum. Okay, so in that I have told you that vacuum is what? It is the place or it is the condition where nothing is present, no air is there, no liquid is there, nothing is present there. Okay, so that will be the vacuum. So in this thermos flask, the vacuum is used. As you can see the image, students, in this what is happening, here you can see there is the plastic stopper, okay, and here there is a double walled glass or the plastic container. Double walled means if the wall is double, okay, then it can retain the heat or the coldness for a long time. And in between the this we have the vacuum. Okay, so vacuum is what? It is the insulator. That means it is not allows the heat to transfer, or it will not allows the coldness inside from inside it to the outside. Okay, so this is the very good effect. It will produces very good effect for the thermos flask for its working. So this is all about this chapter. So thank you and keep on revising. Stay home, stay safe.